Hello, Internet, and welcome back. It's been a while, but trust me, my sweet voice, has not grown any less sultry. Mark has not grown any less delicious, and Delaila has not grown any less lovely. This is SonyCentric, folks, and you know what? I'm gonna let Mark introduce himself.
Hi!
What's up, guys? It's been a while.
Man, we're really out of practice on this, aren't we?
Yeah, we're really fucking out of practice. I don't need practice though.
By the way, my voice has gotten a little less, whatever you said. I'm recovering from a cold right now.
my voice is fine.
Yeah, but you said
Mine
hasn't gotten less something, and
No,
it
I
has,
said,
'cause I'm...
yo, shut the fuck up. I said
Ooh.
you have not gotten less delicious.
Right, but it has, because,
I wasn't referring to your voice, Mark.
Oh.
If you didn't know, folks, SonyCentric is the Outerhaven's official PlayStation podcast, where we talk about things, as you might have inferred, related to PlayStation.
And
Now-
Jason's and mine's and Delilah's voices and stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So, today, we got some things to go over that we missed. The big thing, though, we wanted to focus on one big thing that happened over these past few weeks. It kind of got glossed over in the face of a lot of new games coming out and a lot of drama regarding old games. Looking at you, No Man's Sky.
Ooh, what happened to No Mansky?
I don't know, it got a fucking patch,
Oh, it's
I
gonna
don't
be Minecraft in space.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But you know what else is getting an update? A game that was truly great, and that's getting what looks like it will be a truly great update.
Well, you know what they say about PlayStation? Greatness awaits.
It does await.
Yeah.
Huh.
Aha.
Uncharted 4 is getting pretty much a horde mode this December.
Unhorded 4.
Oh, you're so clever, Mark. That's why you're my wingman. Yeah, so it's getting pretty much a horde mode, and I was so surprised to see that nobody was really talking about this. I mean, it did get the articles, and then it kind of faded away into the background. I'm really fucking juiced for this. I mean, I'm still more juiced for other things that we'll talk about later, but I'm still really fucking juiced to get back into Uncharted 4. How do you guys feel?
Well, so I mean, I am a little bit too, and you and I think the three of us really had a blast with the multiplayer on that game for a really long time after it came out. This isn't really what I want from Uncharted DLC, but at the same time, I can't complain. It's free, and that multiplayer is fun. Horde mode with friends, doing a co-op thing could be really fun as well. So, I'm not gonna complain. I'm looking forward to it.
What stood out to me the most is that after every, a few waves, you have to fight one of the pirates that are in the story.
Yes.
And so you get to fight, every pirate that you learned about in the story. And that, to me, is the coolest part about this. It's not, just, a generic horde mode, or they're just throwing a bunch of snipers and brutes at you. No, you're going to have to fight the pirates that you got to know, and King Avery.
I definitely agree with Mark in that my ideal DLC multiplayer pack for Uncharted 4 would have been something more along the lines of little 1-2 hour pieces where it's a collection of set pieces that you play co-op through. You know what I'm saying?
Or even so,
a boat chase where the four of you are on a boat fighting off other boats, or things like that.
That would be really cool.
More so, what I would like is a story DLC.
Yeah.
We got left behind for The Last of Us. I'm still waiting to hear what single player story DLC are we getting for Uncharted 4?
I have a feeling they're gonna mention something about that in PSX, and maybe they'll do a Sully Sam co-op thing. You'll do the story, but two people can play, and one person plays as Sully and one person plays as Sam. I mean, this is me thinking big and dreaming, but
Pie in the sky, but that that honestly sounds awesome. I would love that.
See, I'm personally not a huge fan. If they're gonna do story DLC, I am not a huge fan actually of doing co-op in the actual story itself. I would rather the co-op be its own separate experience. I do agree that horde mode isn't perfect, although that comes with a grain of salt because, Mark and I had an absolute blast with some of those streams we did of the Uncharted 4 multiplayer. It was just far more fun than it had any right to be.
I would agree.
But I mean, I do agree that, like, the ideal situation would be story DLC, but I mean, honestly, yeah, like, I feel like PSX, we may be seeing something, because we haven't heard from Naughty Dog since it's going to be almost a year now.
Yeah, and keep in mind, even that horde mode, you can, like, they're setting it up so that if you wanted to play solo, you can do that, and, like, if they did do some kind of, like, story co-op thing, it would probably be an option as well.
Mm-hmm. Mark, you're a little quieter than usual, my little lovely Irish meatball.
Oh my god, that's so gross.
You know it to be true.
Being that all seductive like.
Also, I want to correct myself real quick, because I just said we haven't heard from Naughty Dog in almost a year when we just heard about them. That's how we know that this DLC is coming out in December. But
right.
but y'all got my point. Basically, it was a year ago when they announced this, like, roadmap, the DLC roadmap. This was just more an update on that. When I meant we haven't heard from them, like, we don't really know what they're up to outside of what they laid down.
It's been a week. We haven't heard from them. It's so long.
Hey, man. I need the attention.
Oh,
I feel like Naughty Dog is just denying me their love.
Naughty Dog Senpai, notice me.
But yeah, no, it's just I've been looking for a reason to pick up Uncharted 4 again and get into it. Unfortunately, after tonight, I'll have something else in my way. Once again, standing there. But by December, I think we'll be ready to maybe even stream some fun times. Who knows? Who knows what will happen?
Some fun times.
It is hilarious, though, that, like, the big running joke of the or one of the big running jokes of Uncharted 4's story was how they kept out all the what do you call it, the like, magic and shit from, like, the other games, and that's, like, the centerpiece of the supernatural. That's the word I was looking for.
Well,
and that's, like, the centerpiece of this horde mode.
I don't want to spoil too much about that, but yeah, there is basically no supernatural stuff in the story, which I'm really happy that that's still, I guess, it's still there, but strictly contained within all multiplayer components.
Yes.
Like, it makes the story much more grounded and interesting, yet it keeps the multiplayer fresh and fun. And
exactly.
That translating over to the horde mode, like, that could be really interesting.
Yeah.
I think bottom line, though, we're all excited to get back to Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
Definitely game of the year.
Game of the year. SonyCentric. You heard it here
better than
first,
that,
folks.
Better than that fucking game Overwatch. Who the fuck plays that shit?
Damn!
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Delaila thinks Overwatch is game of the year. She's wrong, though.
Just to clarify, they're both on equal grounds for me in different ways. I'm very torn, okay? But I think Uncharted 4 deserves it because it's the last Uncharted.
Are you very torn, or are you very Torbjorn?
Oh,
Jesus fucking Christ.
No.
Well, you know what else is torn? Mark's heart. Because Persona is no longer coming out on Valentine's Day.
If Persona's no longer going to be my Valentine, alright? Breaks my heart.
It's been pushed back to April 4th, which...
Now I gotta go out on a date with my girlfriend. This sucks.
Oh my god. Does she listen to the show?
She does not listen to the show, thank god.
Wait, but you'll be playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
No,
That's true. That is very true.
So I gotta wait for Horizon.
Alright, well, I think this is actually a great move on Atlus's part, because they would have gotten massacred. As much as, like, Persona is kind of a rising IP, it's not rising that much. Like, you're not gonna win, like, the mainstream, like, Call of Duty crowd yet with Persona.
Of course not.
Do you think that they did that because it's released closer to Horizon, or I thought it was because they were trying to, like, improve, like, the localization quality of the game?
Yeah, that's what I heard, and honestly, that's what I wholeheartedly believe.
I don't believe that for a second. Because
Why not?
that game's been out in how long in Japan?
About a month or so. But
wait a minute, hold on. It was originally supposed to come out in September in the United States, wasn't it?
You know what? It was September, I believe. But
no,
still...
but it came out. No, wasn't it originally supposed to come out in September in the United States, and it came out over the summer in Japan?
Oh, maybe you're right.
Yeah, that's why I don't believe for a
Hold
second.
on, I'm fact checking.
I'm pretty sure that game has like almost already gone gold.
I think September was the release window for Japan, and it was always Valentine's Day for America.
It came out in September in Japan.
Okay.
I just looked it up. But the thing is, I heard... this is what I've heard in digging around about this. The localization, it wasn't very good. And that they needed to push back because they may or may not have wanted to do some recasting or at the very least re-recording.
Well, that doesn't bode well either way.
That doesn't bode well. And, you know, it's good that they're now going to be offering, I believe, the Japanese voiceover as free DLC. So that's good, especially because a lot of the people that are fans of those games, a lot of people that are, you know, really big into Japanese games in general, they much prefer the Japanese voiceover anyway.
Right, yeah.
Right.
So that's a very good thing, but it sucks that this game has been pushed back yet again.
Yeah, we all know Mark's gonna be listening to it in Japanese.
Remember, no, I probably won't be, but maybe I will. I don't know.
I think I will.
But like, think about this. This game was originally supposed to come out in 2014.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
No, I know. And guess what?
You
know what game was supposed to come out in like 2008, 2009?
Oh man. Oh, here we go.
Final fucking Fantasy fucking 15.
Holy shit. Yo, when's it come out?
Comes out in, let's see, 3 hours and 12 minutes.
Well, at the time of recording, it's already out. Or at the time of your listening, yeah, it's already out. At the time of recording, it's 3 hours and 12 minutes away from being released. But holy shit!
Yeah, I just wanted to close this episode with this just because, like, there's no better time, I mean, aside from, like, after having actually played the game, but there's no better time to talk about this game and, like, just the history and expectations than, like, hours before I'm gonna sit down and play it. It's preloaded right now. I already got my sick-ass fucking theme that came with the deluxe edition. It's called The Big Bang.
Yeah.
Because it's got a bunch of concept art from Amano drawn.
I gotta wonder if
and they're
my
all
fucking
banging,
Ultimate Collector's
you know?
Edition comes with that.
It does. I
I
guarantee
would
it
imagine.
does.
I
so
really hope so.
expensive. It better be.
Oh my god. Well, it doesn't come with the season pass, so...
Oh, I got the season pass.
That.
I got the season pass, motherfucker.
Well, I'm probably gonna get it separately, but...
You know what else I got? I got a
what?
I got a fucking sick-ass samurai sword. I got some pixel art for the side of my car.
Yeah?
I got a fucking big-ass fishing rod.
Well, aren't you just
so...
Nerd!
Yeah, so fuck you.
Not really stoked.
Anywho, I just wanted to talk a little bit. I don't know how much you guys have been following the because I've had my face pretty much buried in NeoGAF. I mean, I've stayed away from the spoiler threads. Like, I've stayed pretty exclusively in those threads where, you know, like, the people aren't assholes and they mark their spoilers. Right. I've yet to be spoiled. I know the general consensus on the game. I know pros and cons. Like, I know how some people feel. Like, and I know some of, like, the issues, but I really don't know anything beyond that. I've yet to be spoiled. I don't know how much you guys have read into it or have been following. I don't know. Have you stayed on, like, total media blackout?
I've read some Reddit threads, and most of what I've seen has been completely spoiler-free. I saw somebody did get something ruined for them on Reddit, and they reported it to the mods and everything. So I know something happens in a specific chapter, but I won't say any more than that, because
yes.
what does that mean? You know?
Yeah, I know Basically, so we already knew that half the game was open world and then the second half is pretty linear. And everybody's been talking about, and I still don't know what it is, but apparently there's like one incident in the latter half that like will be quote unquote divisive.
That's also what Naughty Dog said about Uncharted 4, and I think
Yes.
we can agree that that wasn't very divisive.
I don't even know what they were talking about, to be honest. Naughty Dog, that is.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know.
Oh, you know what it probably was?
Wait, we should not spoil it just in case.
We already fucking spoiled it in a 2-hour-long thing.
Yeah, but that's
you know what? It's a year. It's a year. If you haven't played it,
it's
fuck.
6 months.
If you haven't played it, fuck you. I don't care.
Cover your ears for like.
All right, just
5
stop
minutes.
listening to the show for like 10 seconds.
All right, I'm gonna make a
5
noise.
minutes,
I'm gonna make a noise. Then I'm gonna spoil it, and then I'll make the noise again. And you can start listening.
Oh,
Okay,
I can't wait to
ready?
hear this. This is gonna be hilarious.
Here we go. Okay, so what happened was,
Unbelievable.
it turns out that everything Sam told Drake was a lie. Maybe that was it?
Maybe. I don't know. I thought that was pretty just like typical Uncharted. I don't know.
It
Whatever.
wasn't very divisive.
Or maybe
It
it was
wasn't very
maybe it was
divisive.
maybe it was the fact that they weren't actually Sir Francis Drake's descendants.
I kind of expected that from after 3. I don't know.
Whatever.
I guess that
All right.
makes more sense. Yeah.
All right.
I'm over it.
Spoilers done.
Make this wacky noise. Oh, that's just hilarious. Good God.
And if you haven't played Uncharted 4, fuck you. All right.
Or
so
go,
let's,
Seriously,
go play
go play
Uncharted
it.
4. Please
or
go
yeah,
play it.
just
Don't
go play it. Yeah.
not fuck you. Unfuck you.
I don't think you can unfuck things that have been fucked, Mark.
Oh, just Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 15. So,
Wow.
I'm pretty juiced for this game.
So, in my recent illness of getting a cold that I am so upset about, today I decided to watch through all of Brotherhood, and
I gotta
finally-
watch that.
Oh, it's so good. Oh my God, I loved the anime. It was really good, really well
It's
done.
free, right?
It is free. Just go on their YouTube channel.
Cool.
And I also finally broke down and watched Kingsglaive.
It's pretty dope, right? Better than that fucking Advent Children
No,
shit.
dude, I gotta say, I liked Advent Children better. This was good. It was really good. I liked Advent Children better.
You
There's
know,
something about art going into one of these movies and already knowing all the characters and loving all the
Right.
characters and
Right.
seeing like basically, I mean, this is going to be really cheesy, especially from Final Fantasy VII standpoint, but seeing a reunion of those characters is just like there's something wonderful about that.
I
and
feel that.
The action sequences in both were utterly fantastic. Kingsglaive was gorgeous to boot, but I don't know, the story kind of lost me pretty early on, and it
There
picked
were
up a bit, but
issues-
still.
As a movie buff and like someone who like really overanalyzes movies, I will say Kingsglaive. I mean, not that Advent Children had a good story, if like what you could call it,
It
was
was
a story.
It was slightly above subpar once you got
yeah.
to understand what it was.
But Kingsglaive did have a good story going on. A much better story, actually. If you take the story like written down on a piece of paper, right? Kingsglaive's story is leaps and bounds better than Advent Children's. The issue is that somebody like really fucked up in the editing room, because like there's shit in that movie that like just doesn't make sense from a visual storytelling standpoint.
Yeah.
Like when that chick, spoiler alert, when that chick dies early on, like
Yeah.
like what the fuck, like you don't like when afterwards when you finally put the pieces together, it's like, oh, that makes a hell of a lot of sense. Now I understand, but like in the moment you're just so fucking confused. Again,
Yeah, I agree.
once you get to the last half of the movie though, it's a roller coaster ride down. You know, Delaila, have you seen it?
I did. I saw it when it released in theaters. Remember?
Rub it in. God.
I mean, I have the same feelings. It was like hard to really follow the story because there's a lot of information that you don't know, like versus going into Advent Children, like you knew these characters, you knew like the story behind it. So you really had to pay attention to put the pieces together. Whereas if it would have came out after the game, it probably would have felt better. But I really liked it. It was gorgeous. The voice acting was pretty good, I thought.
Oh, I was really, really, really happy that I was able to get to that entire movie, and not once did I think Jesse Pinkman. Not once did I think he was gonna say the word bitch. It was so good.
Yo, Prince Noctis, bitch. Yeah, but no.
Deploy the glaive, bitch.
The glaive. But I guess the reason I really enjoyed it, and the reason I'm enjoying all this and I'm so excited is, despite the fact that we had those experiences with those Final Fantasy VII characters, I do not like the world of Final Fantasy VII or the characters nearly as much as I'm liking the world and the ideas of the world of Final Fantasy 15 and the characters within. Like, I don't know, like something about it. It's like, and maybe it's also because Tabata himself has said like a lot of their inspiration when they started redesigning everything came from like shit like Lord of the Rings and like, I mean, it obviously not so much in like the high-tech nature of everything, but more in like you know, the way everybody has like fucking Latin names, like very Shakespearean and
right.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I mean, there's a ring in the game that gives you magical powers and shit, like, and it's apparently part of the story somehow. I don't know how, but you know, it's part of the royalty. You know, a lot of that shit, a lot of the inspirations Tabata took very much appeal to me, and I guess that's why I overall find all this more exciting.
Well, just to add on to, you know, you're interested in the characters, definitely watch Brotherhood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and watch that before I get my hands on the game.
It delves into how Noctis got close to all three of his compadres, and it's very good.
Nice.
I also hear it sets up like some potentially big subplots in the game, like specifically for this like handmaiden that follows around Luna.
A little bit, yeah. You learn a little more about Luna and her. I forget what her name is. It starts with a G. But yeah, you learn a little bit more about them. More importantly, you learn just like how Noctis met Prompto and how he got to be close with Gladiolus and Ignis, and there is a small little subplot that goes into Noctis when Noctis was a child, and
Right.
The serious injury that he incurred while he was a kid. It goes into that subplot. And that's probably the one way you're going to know about that. I kind of doubt that's going to be in the game, in like a big way.
By the way, did you guys know what gladiolus means in Latin?
I did, and I forget.
It's little sword.
You're a little sword.
Do you know what is it, ignis means in Latin?
That's
fire.
That's fire.
Oh, it's fire knowledge, isn't it?
Who cares,
Probably.
man? Nerd alert.
Anywho,
Got
yeah,
Latin
so
nerd over here.
So Mark speaks Japanese and Jason speaks Latin.
No, I only know that because I watched a YouTube video about it. But
okay.
you know, I'm not a fucking nerd like Mark. I don't study. I don't read. Who fucking reads? But no, yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it. I'm just I mean, I'm seeing right at this point, at the point that we're recording, like reviews have started to come out, and it's pretty much what I expected. It's like 8.5 to 9s.
Yeah, it's 86 on Metacritic.
Yeah. Which is kind of weird. I feel like there's more 9s than.
I kind of have a feeling this is going to be the lowest rated main series Final Fantasy game, other than the original 14. But I'm kind of okay with that. Like it's the first one in a really long time that's like being, I don't know, majorly. It's like the biggest departure I feel that they've done since, I guess, the first MMO. And
well,
I feel like it's going to be divisive as a result of that.
So here's the thing, because like, it may get technically lower. Actually, no. Mainline Lightning Returns still would have lower ratings because that's like, that's a 6.9.
I don't count the sequels, so I'm not counting 10-2, 13-2, or Lightning Returns.
Okay.
I'm counting like the main line, just like 13, 14, etc.
Even then, though, it's like, okay, if you're talking about the reviews they got straight out the gate, then sure. But that doesn't really count for shit, because, like, in the long run, like, Final Fantasy VIII got, like, 9s when it was released.
Oh no,
but,
I totally agree.
In retrospect, people consider that game like hot garbage. I mean, not everything about it hot garbage. Like the story.
I consider that fucking game hot garbage. Kidding me?
Well, I mean, dude, like I would say personally, it has one of the best soundtracks in the series.
Oh, also, that's so true. Oh my god.
It has, like the story is crazy, but like it's really cool in the sense of like all the theories you can come up about it.
It has probably the most popular Final Fantasy fan theory out there.
Right, and it does have
one
some
of the
cool
most
characters.
popular fan theories out there in general, I think.
But I mean, yeah, the gameplay was garbage.
Oh, wet hot garbage.
So like that doesn't like I don't really think that counts for much. I also think like.
No, like I said, I don't really care. I don't look at the ratings. I'm gonna play the game. I'm probably gonna love it regardless.
Yeah, we're both probably gonna love it.
Right, and Delaila probably too.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about Final Fantasy.
I don't think she loves it quite as much as us, but
no, and I've openly admitted this.
We can't fucking go one SonyCentric episode without bringing up the fucking words "final" and "fantasy."
Right.
Seriously.
But you know what, like. I'm just saying, like, that game is probably going to be the lowest rated main series title. I don't really give a shit if it is. The last lowest rated one, I think, was 13, and 13 to me was a great game. A very misunderstood game.
Well, I think in retrospect, people are actually starting to fall more in line with what you say about it, which is gameplay is good.
It was strategic as fuck.
Everything else, yeah, but everything else was garbage, and they didn't take full advantage of that gameplay.
I don't know if I agree, but
for the most, like, there were a few battles that did really push you, but there wasn't enough of that.
As somebody that platinumed that game, I felt like there was plenty to push you.
Okay, well,
but
this isn't. Well, that's an argument for another day.
That is true. We could talk about that for an entire episode, trust me.
But yeah, I mean, totally hyped for this game. It's crazy. This game was fucking announced in its original form in 2006. I actually went back and watched that trailer. It's so fucking bad. It's so it's literally so like in the trailer, Noctis just walks out the front stairs of the palace.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of soldiers. They shoot at him, and he just blocks it with, like, the magic sword circling around him or whatever.
Right.
Like the magic glass that, like, King Regis does in Kinclave.
Yeah.
He blocks it, and then just randomly starts walking inside. So it's like, what the fuck are you doing? He's just walking back and forth.
It was just, like, to give people, like, oh, look at this broody concept.
Right, exactly.
Want this, don't you?
It just doesn't make any sense, though. Like, none of what's going on makes sense in that trailer. I mean, that's classic Nomura,
though. Oh... Yeah, as a Kingdom Hearts fan, fucking yeah.
Exactly. That's like somebody in the Final Fantasy Neo Gaff thread that said the other day, like, they're like, oh, but Nomura writes his stories to be open-ended and... Or, no, I'm sorry, like, if Nomura had written Final Fantasy 15, it would have been a better story than what Tabata wrote. And then somebody replied, like, oh, says, about the guy who wrote Kingdom Hearts, like...
Yeah, no, that would have been a disaster.
Exactly.
I love Nomura, but that would have been a disaster.
So, Delaila.
Yes.
Where do you think this game is going to fall on your chart?
I think it's going to fall on the high mediocre. And I say that 'cause
mediocre.
The high mediocre, like, or the lower spectrum of the high, whatever. The point is that I feel like, alright, so when I played the demo, which I know I can't, when I played the Platinum demo, I know we can't judge based on that, but for me, the combat felt less good than Kingdom Hearts. And sort of, like, I wanted it to be, like, a better version of Kingdom Hearts, if not around there. So that's my, like, biggest hesitation. Other than that, I'm stoked. I mean, it's been a while since I've played a massive game, and it's fucking Final Fantasy, and I think a lot of people that are shitting on this game just like gave into the hype, or they're like one of those like hipster like, oh no, it's not turn-based combat, like I don't fuck this game or whatever, and like
or haven't played it.
Exactly, and they're already like making judgments about it. But you know, a lot of people are already playing this game, and I hear nothing but good things, and I'm looking forward to being able to talk about this game with you guys once all three of us get some time in with it.
I think something to point out about Duskai, though, just in all fairness to the game itself, I'm not trying to defend it or anything, because I don't know yet, I haven't played the final product, but we all have to remember that Duskai, literally in that demo, the battle system like was stripped of all features. It was literally just the attack and dodge button, and summons were like the push the red button attack that automatically saved you. Like all of like the magic and like the link attacks and shit like were like none of that shit was even developed at that point.
So I think, and that being said, Duskai also did have it had more of a battle system than just an attack and dodge button, and it was much more strategic. But that's no longer a thing anymore. The way that Duskai worked,
right?
Like
exactly.
the way that worked was you put weapons into a certain part of your combo, and depending on what part of the combo you were in was which weapon you were using. But it was severely like unbalanced, and so they overhauled it entirely.
Right.
Yeah, and I wonder how the gear is going to come into play, because I did remember seeing a video that you can get new gear and it's not like strictly cosmetic. You actually get like stats with it. And
yeah, I'm hoping to see what that is too.
Right. Normally with RPGs, that means wearing like a really fruity t-shirt that like gives you really good
Did you just
stats.
say fruity?
I did say fruity.
She's not wrong.
I mean, she's not, but
they're like, this. I realized this a little too late sometimes, but when I was really heavy into Final Fantasy XIV, I would get this new suit of armor, and I was like, fuck yeah, and it was like really, really good armor. It had all these kind of awesome stat boosts. I was like, alright, and I equip it, and then I get out of the menus only to see what it actually looks like, and it's like light pink.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I have to dye this shit now.
That's why the old school games got it right. You just design really cool characters. The armor doesn't affect what they look like, but just make the weapons change. That was how it used to be, man.
Who knows? Maybe they'll let us. I don't know. Maybe from what we've seen so far, like early stuff, it looks like there's some casual outfits. Maybe they won't be too fruity. At least let's hope not. But or maybe there'll be an option to just turn off that visual effect, and it's just like the standard clothes that we all have seen, but the effects are still there. Let's hope that's an option.
Yeah.
But
there's usually something like that.
I mean,
don't break my immersion, Square.
I'm trying to roleplay as the fucking Prince Noctis, okay?
Oh my god. I mean, the four dudes already look like fruity to me. Like, they look like a boy band, like Backstreet Boys or something. So
I love that,
like,
though.
That's because they are a boy band.
Exactly.
I fucking love that. I've loved that from the beginning. Like, people, like, started bitching about that, like, oh, there's no female representation in the game. Like, alright, there are females there are females in the game, and, like, yeah, I don't even want to start this conversation, because, like...
I didn't mean to do that.
No. I know.
It's not
I know you didn't mean to do that. I accidentally triggered that like whole line of thought.
There is something that we did gloss over last time when we talked about the DLC plans. Is I believe I read somewhere that they are considering DLC to make Luna playable,
which would be nice.
That would be really cool, because after I've finally seen Kingsglaive, like she's badass.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's like, looking pretty badass in footage we've seen in the game too. Like I would be fine with that.
Yeah, that would be cool, and not for the sake of just throwing it in to have female representation. But my issue is that like this guy's like, oh, I got my shirt open, I'm showing my abs. I'm like, I don't want to see that shit. Like, get out of here, pretty boy. All my female friends want to come over and watch me play this game just for that. And I'm like, come on, guys, calm down.
Yo, did they get on you for like not fucking burning the game for being everything that's suppressing women in society?
No, they actually come to objectify men.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Double standards.
I'm telling you, like my aunts. I'm talking about Nathan Drake here. My aunts would walk in the room. They'd be like, "Oh, is that why you're playing that game?" I'm like, "No, I'm playing this game because it's really good." They're like, "Oh no, you're playing because the guy's high." I'm like, "No, that's not why I'm playing the game." So they objectify the men. So here we go.
Interessante.
Real talk. My when I was younger, I'd be looking at the Final Fantasy X strategy guide.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Yo, my mom had a massive crush on Auron.
He's
what?
She would see Auron, she'd be like, "Oh man, who's he? He's hot." And I was like, "Mom."
I'm pretty sure your mom was just making sure you weren't like rubbing one off to a
anime
character.
No. She like I feel like I later asked her as like an adolescent. I was like, "Wait, Mom, did you actually think he was hot?" She's like, "Yeah."
Wow.
Damn. Okay.
I mean, he's badass, but you know, whatever.
He's got that gruff on his face. He's got that nice little 5 o'clock shadow.
Yo, no
and
lie.
All manly.
No lie, I was showing my girlfriend some art I want to hang on our wall. It's a really cool like painting of Vivi from the beginning of Final Fantasy IX. You know that cutscene early on where he's just wandering through Alexandria.
Yeah.
And he looks up at the sky at the airship.
Yeah.
So I showed her. I'm like, oh, isn't this like cool and cute and also artsy? Because it's like actually painted. It's like a print, but it's like painted. And she's like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, how could you say that about Vivi? He's literally the cutest thing ever.
It looks like a mole man wearing a hat.
Pretty much.
Oh man.
Yeah, and before we get too far off topics, it is getting late. We have been on this soapbox for a while now, but I will leave with this last
feel
comment.
Any cleaner.
Jesus Christ, Mark, you're the worst. I will say that aside from Final Fantasy 15, probably the thing I'm most juiced about is this really awesome shirt that I ordered it was discounted on Black Friday. It's actually a rendition of the cast of Final Fantasy IX in the art style of Toriyama. The actual art, you can look it up if you Google image it, is called Final Quest 9. And it looks pretty dope. And I'm pretty juiced about it, and you're all jealous now that I got it on sale. And if you buy it now, it won't be on sale, and it'll be more expensive, so it's not as good as mine. Folks, this has been SonyCentric, the Outerhaven's official PlayStation podcast. Sometimes we talk about PlayStation-related things, other times I talk about my shirts and how I got them cheaper than you. Because I'm just better than you.
God damn.
To my digital right is Mark Sullivan.
Yeah, he is.
I speak harsh words, Mark, but I speak the truth.
Maybe. Sometimes.
And to my virtual left is Delaila Lugo. They are also better than you, but to a lesser degree than I am.
Damn.
Huh? What are you gonna do about it, Mark?
I mean, nothing.
Your Japanese can't help you now.
Oh, my Nihonganese.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can check out all of our video content over at youtube.com/user/theouterhavennet. You can also head over. What, Mark? What do you?
Or yt.theouterhaven.net.
You just shut up.
I mean,
okay?
It's easy.
Okay. You can also go over to iTunes where Mark puts shit. It's not as good though because there's no video.
Okay.
While you're doing a jog.
While you're
exactly.
Pooping.
Yeah.
While you're pooping.
Yeah. While you're pooping, listen.
While you're pooping or looking at old Final Fantasy strategy guys doing other things.
Yo.
With tissues and lube.
That sounds like a usual Saturday to me.
Oh Jesus Christ. Who takes it too far, me or Mark? Let us know in the comments, folks. This has been SonyCentric. Peace out, Internet.
Later.
Bye.